What's up, Math Scholars? We are doing our Chapter 10 test review, and I've got great news for you. This is a take-home test. So you can refer to notes, you can refer to videos of the lesson, you can refer to the textbook, you can refer to Google, you can work with friends. I do not see any reason that all of you don't get a 100% and start out the third 9 weeks with an A. Who is excited for that? All right. So it is Friday. We do have concentration issues on Friday. We're going to power through, so we hopefully finish. Why is this question biased and rewrite it so it's not, don't you agree, it's better off to offer 2 hot lunches on the menu rather than a cold lunch and a hot lunch? Ken? So we're going to get rid of don't you agree. First of all, we need to explain why the question is biased. They lead you to their answer, I think. So we're going to definitely get rid of don't you agree. But how could we maybe word it? Anthony, did you have an idea of how we could word the question?
Do you agree? Instead of don't you agree?
Or why don't we just say should they? Should they offer 2 hot lunches or 1 hot, 1 cold? How about that? Should they offer? Because I don't like the don't you agree. Because that means I agree, you should too. So should they offer 2 hot lunches or 1 hot, 1 cold lunch? Okay, on number 2, I would find yourself a graphing calculator when you're taking your test. You want to use these steps: stat, edit, stat, calculate, 1. So we've done it before then, huh? Oh, okay. Stat, edit, stat, calculate, 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to stat and then edit. You're going to get rid of all your old stuff by hitting clear up top. And then you're going to put all the numbers into L1. So you're only going to have numbers in L1 this time. I feel like when we did this before, we had numbers in L2. So 161, 200. I'm going to enter it over here. Oh, where's that? It's right here beside. Oh, that's not G. Oh, thank you.
Where's edit?
Oh, there it is. That one. Buddy, your name talk a little other way.
Yeah, strong.
Yeah.
But still, the way
I know. Like you with hands.
A graphing calculator, Anthony, not on the road.
So some of you have already done the stat edit, stat calculate 1, and I was just telling you guys it's going to give you a ton of information. In fact, probably more information than you even need. But the mean is going to be x bar. This is mean. And then the standard deviation is going to be this, I don't know if that's called a sigma. I forget what the Greek letter is, but it looks like that. And that's going to be the standard deviation. So let me do it on my big calculator so you can see. Stat. Edit, I've already done. So now I'm going to do stat calculate 1. It's called 1 variable statistics. I'll verify I'm doing it for my list 1. And then here's a bunch of stuff. So the mean is 347.11. So it did the mean for me. I don't need to do my mean, my average. 347.1. And then this is just the sum of all the numbers. We don't need this. We don't need the sum of all the numbers squared. There, n is how many numbers are on our list. We have 9 numbers on our list. Sigma x, that's standard deviation. 208.67. 208.67. I can't believe no one's asking what the standard deviation is. It kind of tells you how spread out the data is. I'll get to your question in a second. I'll pause the video. They actually give you Q1 and Q3. Isn't that awesome? Oh, and they do give you the median. This is such a good day. So my Q1 is my first quartile, my lower quartile. They're not asking for it on the question, but it's right there, Q1. Median is 278. So they'll do a lot of the stuff that we used to do earlier in this week by hand. Okay. All right, we're back on our video. The only question the calculator didn't answer for us that is being asked in number 2 is mode. Did you guys find a mode or not?
No.
there's no number that appears more than the rest. So we just go with none. Okay? What percent of the data falls in each section of a box and whisker plot? You know this, right? We did it yesterday. 25% would be from the box to this whisker. 25% would be in here. 25% would be in here. And 25% would be in here. All right, we have on our hands here a double stem and leaf. We saw that with the gymnastics example the other day. I remember doing the women and men's gymnastics team in the lesson. We want the range of data set B. This is my data set B. I am going to look at my key. Looks like we're going to have a bunch of decimals on our hand. If we need the range, we need to do the biggest number in the set minus the smallest number in the set. So what's the biggest number in the set, Ken? 8.3. Good. What's the smallest number in the set, Ken? 4.1. There's no 0 over here. 4.1. So 8.3 minus 4.1. What is it? 4.2. So that's the range of data set B. Oh, data set A. Okay. So data set A, I'm going to erase my circle. That's going to be a little more work. We need the average. Do you think it would help if I listed out every number that we need to average? Would that help you guys? It helps me. I don't know if it'll help you. Basically, these are the numbers you're going to need to average. 4.0, 4.2, 4.3, 5.1, 5.5, 5.6, 6.3. There's a lot. 6.5. 6.8, 6.8, 7.2. How many numbers are on that list? There's 11. So add them all up, hit enter, and divide by 11. So we added all the numbers up, divided by 11, got 5.66. So that is your average, your mean, your X bar of set A.
Good job.
Histogram time. How many students read more than 5 books in the histogram to the right? We got 4 in this column, 3 in this column probably, and 1 in this column. So how many?
8.
I think I go with 8 too. Okay, these are normally pretty easy, these percentages. What percent of the data is greater than 25? Yeah, so we'd have 25% here, 25% here, and 25% here. So somebody over there said it. 75%. And what percent of the data is less than 34? 50%. Because it's this part and this part. So 50%. Moving along. Which topping appears to be the most popular on the pizza, Ken? Right. Which toppings have the same popularity? Sausage and veggies. This makes me want pizza tonight.
Yeah, man.
What if I like different
You want pizza? You get it.
If a customer's gonna order a slice of cheese pizza, cheese, is it more likely to be deep dish or thin crust? Good. Those were easy. All right, we're identifying the population. Hey, we're talking on the video. We're identifying the population, which is the whole entire area we're trying to get information about. And then we're identifying the sample, which is just the small amount that we're going to survey. So your school's administrators want to know where students go on class trips at the end of the year. So what's our population?
The school.
The school. I agree, the whole school. They randomly survey 30 freshmen, 30 sophomores, 30 juniors, and 30 seniors. So what is your sample? 120 students that they picked. 130 they've selected, 120 they've selected. So we're going to make our own stem and leaf plot. That's going to involve a chainsaw. Well, when I think stem and leaf, I think tree, and that makes me think chainsaw. But you got to figure out where you're going to slice the number at. On numbers like these ones, they normally slice it where? Between the tens and ones column. So, for example, get your chainsaw out. Bzzz, 114 would look like 11/4. That's my key.
Yeah, man.
Now you wanna, this is what I struggle with the most, you wanna have these numbers in order, so I think the smallest stem we're gonna need is a 10, because I'm seeing a 105, and I think the biggest stem you're gonna need is an 18. You want every stem in between there, even if they're not gonna have a leaf, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So even if you're making a stem that's not gonna have a leaf, it should be on there.
Yes, it should.
And then you do want to have your leaves in order, numerical order. So let's start with my 114. It's going to go here. I'm leaving some space just in case there's a smaller number. I forgot a 5. Oh, I'm not there yet. I'm going in order. So 114 I did first. 141 I'm going to do next.
You mixed 105.
I know, I'm doing it next. I'm doing it in order. 105.
I missed what Ken said.
159. I'm just going in order, like 120, so I don't miss one.
See, Ken just started running.
159, another 9.
Yeah, man.
183, 174, 138, and 147. I left these awkward spaces just in case there were smaller numbers coming, but I think you get the gist, right?
Yeah, man.
See your daughter.
Alright, looks like we have arrived at a two-way frequency table. Your best bet on these is find a place where you know everything but one box in that row or column. So Ken, where do you want to start?
So 35 minus 24.
Okay, so it looks like he's going to start here with the oval above ground swimming pools. So 35 minus 24 is 11.
Yeah.
You don't have to start there. You could start other places, but that works for me. 90. No, that's not going to work. 9? Maybe. So it looks like Jagger wants to do this one next, the rectangular above ground. So I'm going to do 78 minus 11 minus 58. 9. Very good. Who wants to help me with my next box?
Me.
All right, David, Nick, where do you want to go next?
The round in ground pool.
Round in ground. How are you going to get that one next?
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that he didn't have this.
We can go with this one. Okay, so he wants total next. So 159 minus 78. What did you get for that one, Nick? Good. All right, who wants to help me with my next one?
Me.
Let's go with Ethan.
The round total.
Round totals where he wants to go next. So 159 minus 35 minus 56. What did you get? Okay. And then who wants to help me finish it out? All right, Garrett, what did you get for in-ground round? It is. 68 minus 58 is 10. Good job. All right, we have arrived at our last problem, but it's a doozy. There's a lot going on here. So, first things first, we got our data. I'm going to look at my key to figure out what I got going on. It looks like it's a bunch of test scores. What is the lowest test score you're seeing?
68.
That's going to be your min. Go ahead and jot it down. What's the highest test score you're seeing? That's going to be your max. Jot it down. What is going to be the range between the minimum and the maximum? 100 minus 68.
32.
32 is correct. You can probably see your mode by just seeing where the tests are stacking up, where the leaves are stacking up. 85 for sure.
So if it's only one-sided, then it's a whole number, and if it's two-sided, then it's small.
They'll tell you on the key. So on the key, they're telling me that 8/5 is 85. They would tell you on the key that 8/5 is 8.5, which is a decimal. So it has nothing to do with one-sided or two-sided. It has to do with more with what the key is saying. He was asking how I knew that 8/5 was 85, and I just glanced at the key. All right, so it's up to you guys. Would you guys like to do the mean, median, Q1, and Q2 by hand, or would you like to use the stat world? Stat world? Okay, so let's show the people in the video one more time how the stat world works, just in case they're a little lost with their calculator. There might be people in the room lost with their calculators. So you're going to hit stat edit. Stat 1 is stat edit. You're going to want to go up and hit clear to get rid of your stuff. And now here's where we're going to start putting our values in. 68. I'll just walk over to it over here.
It's right here.
We do not put 70 in. 83. 75. I want the video to see what I'm typing in. And they're not going to hear my voice if they can see what I'm typing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's so much easier to type it on there, isn't it?
Can't you try to
Yeah, so
somewhere though, and
I walk over here.
can't you do it in 2 minutes?
I like my man.
Catch it.
Alright, so now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make this recommendation to my video watchers, check that you typed it in correctly. If you even miss one number when you're typing it in, everything will be wrong. The average will be wrong. The Q1s will be gone. Everything will be wrong. So I'm checking. Do I have 2 100s? Yes. Do I have 2 98s? Yes. Do I have 2 95s? Yes. 2 93s, 2 91s. So that all looks good. Let me scroll up. There's a lot of test numbers. 89, 88, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 85s.
Why is it still?
Whew, there's a lag on my scroll. I need to make sure I have 585s.
Scrolling.
3, 4, 5, 83, 80, and 68. Okay, when you're confident that your list is in correctly, what do? Stat. Calculate 1. We don't graph it. No graphing.
That was unfortunate.
So my average is my X bar, 89.35. That's my mean. Let me jot it down. I'll put X bar here so everybody at home remembers that's what it is and that's how it looks like. 89.35. Is that what you guys got?
Yep.
Awesome. My median is also included. It's down here a ways. 90 is my median. My Q1 is 85. My Q3 is 95. Isn't that so much easier having a calculator do it? I mean, we showed you how to do it by hand because it's an important skill, but the calculator, that's awesome.
So it's stat or what?
Stat edit.
Stat.
Stat calculate 1. I'll write that down. Stat edit. That's where you put your numbers in. And then you hit stat calculate 1. And then you have to enter a couple times for it actually to do its thing. Do you guys know what an IQR is? That might be confusing you guys. It's called the interquartile range, and it's the distance between Q1 and Q3. So Q1 minus Q3, what would that be? And now let's make our box and whisker. I think, I'm trying to think of how I want to set this up. My lowest test score is 68, and my highest test score is 100, right?
So just 60 to 100.
Yeah, 60 to 100 works for me. 60 to 100, so maybe we'll make this 80 and 90. This is not an exact science. I might not have it my exact spacing. I just went 60, 80, 90, 100. Oh, I missed 70. I told you it's not an exact science.
Exact science.
60, 70, 80, 90, and that would make 100 about here. Because I'm numbering by 5s. Melanie had a good idea, number by 5s. So my smallest was 68, so I'm going to have a little dot here at 68. My biggest test was 100. Those are my whiskers. Now what numbers are going to make your box? Q1, Q3, and the median. Q1 is here, 85. Q3 is here, 95, and the median is 90. I'm so excited you guys learned Stat World today. It's like easy. Yeah? Yeah, I have a good question I'm going to include on the video. The question was, what's the IQR? That's called an interquartile range. I'll write it down so you'll have it. But it's basically Q3 minus Q1. Or in other words, how big is your box? Our box is 10 units. That's how big it is. Good question. Hey, so I'm telling the people in the class, on the video, telling people in the video, we are going to save all that air practice for the 2 weeks before the air test. We shut down and do nothing but review for air at that point. So I think you have enough knowledge right now to be successful on your take-home test. I hope the video helped you to get a good grade on the take-home test. It's due on Monday. Bye.